Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today we're going to have a little look at this suite of projects which is called True Gentleman. It's in the Spring Summer catalogue, and the papers are really great for doing man cards. There is a stamp set. I'm going to put my hand on my heart and say it's not my favourite stamp set ever. I do like the punch. So I do think the punch is very nice, but I'm not sure who I'd send the You're a Fox to. However, it has got Dad and various other greetings like that. But what I think is the real star are these fantastic papers, which, as you can see, just really lend themselves to kind of man projects. So we've got various different designs, and they are really lovely. So also in here there are wooden buttons and this fantastic ribbon, which is called the Night of Navy corduroy ribbon, and I really like that as well. So I've been having a little play. I have combined this with a stamp set that I already had in my craft room, which is called Guy Greetings. But I wanted to show you it with some one of the Sale-A-Bration sets as well. So let's get started with that. So I'm starting with a thick, very vanilla base card. And then I'm going to add a layer using one of the papers. And actually, you know, it's really hard to decide which side to use. I think I will use the Night of Navy one. My glue is just coming to an end, but there's always another Tombow multi-adhesive. Right, okay, that's that one there. And then I want to put a greeting on, and the stamps I'm going to use are the Amazing You stamps. Now these do coordinate with some dies that are a freebie in the Sale-A-Bration catalogue, but I think these are actually very versatile. They've got a nice flower, but I do like this kind of sunburst image here, and I thought I would have a go with using that, and I thought I would have a go with using it with the Starburst punch, and it really worked. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm inking up the Starburst with Crumb Cake, and then I'm going to reverse it and just kind of make a circle like so. And then with the Starburst punch, or you could use a circle punch or circle die, I'm going to cut that out. And then with the Night of Navy ink, I'm going to take Celebrate and You. I've popped them both on the same block there and stamp over the top. And I think that makes a really lovely greeting stamp. Because there's quite a few other words in there, you know, you could really play around with this and get all sorts of greetings going. So that's going to go on there. I think we'll pop that up with a couple of dimensionals, don't you? And then the other thing I wanted to show you how to do today, if you haven't already done this in the past, or you haven't done it for a while, is to remind you how to make a man's shirt with a little bit of paper folding. So I am starting here with a piece of paper that is cut at 6 inches by 4 inches. And the first thing I want to do is to decide which side I want out. So that's going to be my outward facing bit. So I'm turning that over, and I'm going to start off by folding it in half. And with that centre fold, I'm going to use that as a guide to fold in. Now you could just score kind of an inch from each edge, but it's just as easy, I find, just to go ahead and fold. There we go. So there's our first fold. The next thing I'm going to do is to do a little fold downwards. Now I'm going to say that is about 3/8 of an inch, something like that. Not terribly critical, but that's just folded over the back there. And then in the front, I'm then going to bring this corner in and try and touch the corner with the score that I've made in the middle. And can you see I'm starting to get a collar shape there? And then do that the same on the other side. So I'm folding that in. There you go. And now we've got our little collar. Now what I quite like to do is to actually secure that down. And I'm going to use a little piece of tear and tape. I'm going to put it right across here because I am going to put a tie onto here as well in a moment. So I'm just going to leave my tape there until we've popped the tie in. But that's how I'm going to secure that down. Okay, so next thing we want the sleeves, and how we're going to do that is we're going to bring this piece out, these pieces out, and fold up a little. Right, let's see whether we can do this. Fold that piece up. So just thinking of the best way to describe it. I'm keeping my fingers there in the middle and folding that piece out so the fold that's on the back meets the fold that's on the middle, and you get this kind of boat shape going on, like so. And then I'm going to fold that piece up and backwards, and that's going to make my shirt sleeves. And what I like to do is to actually trim a little bit here, because I'm seeing the other side of the DSP, which I don't want to, so I'm just going to trim and trim a little bit there. There we go, and that gives me a more even look. I'm going to put a little bit of tear and tape, or again you could use Tombow. Whoops, not on there. Almost spot the deliberate mistake there. I was just in time. I don't want the tear and tape out here on the sleeve. And that's brought that down. Now I want to do a little tie, and I'm going to make that just with a knot in my ribbon. So I'm literally just tying a knot. I'm not trying to do anything tricky with it, and it makes a little tie shape. Tighten it up and then chop it off. Leave yourself a little bit of a tail because you don't want it to come unravelled, but you're going to hide this underneath the collar there. So that's going to hide underneath like that. I'm going to put one final little piece of tear and tape down the front to hold the tie in place, and I'll just trim that just a little bit shorter. Let's make sure that's the right length. So take those pieces of tear and tape off now, backing off. I'm going to lie my tie in there and then fold those pieces in and give that a good press down. Might need another little piece of tape there because that tie has used all the sticky for the tape. So another little piece there. Oops. There we go. Give that a good press down. And there you go. Now there may be other ways of doing a shirt, but this is the way I've learned, and I think that looks really rather good. So I'm going to pop that onto there. I'll use tear and tape again, and again that will just give it an extra bit of strength and holding that down. And we'll pop our shirt on there. And there you go. A lovely man card using the True Gentleman Designer Series paper, the accompanying Night of Navy ribbon, and Amazing You for the greeting. So I hope you've enjoyed visiting Elizabeth's craft room today. If you've got any questions, leave me a note below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will be back soon with more projects.